This is part number 6. Good job at watching. If you guys made it through the video series, there's a lot of videos, a lot of education, right? Good job. It's going to change your life. Now you can kind of follow the program. Good job at following the program. Enjoy this video. This is the final one. So this is 6, like I said, of 6 on your blueprint to exercise success. So now you have 2 programs. You got your blueprint to weight loss success, and you have one of them that has 6 parts, cut up different parts. But I also put it together in one package. Your blueprint for weight loss success. You can watch the whole video all in one, or you can watch each piece. This one too, I have 6 parts. They're each individual part of what's going to help you get yourself into the gym so you're successful, and how to overcome and how you can not hurt yourself and all that stuff. You know, I try to put everything in there. So like avoiding injuries, a lot of things that we're going to experience. I'm explaining the importance of each workout plan, and then you can choose which one you would prefer. And then I'm also talking about avoiding injuries and resting, because this is a big part, recovery. Okay, so enjoy the video. Workouts and recovery. This one right here, you guys, like I said, it's on, we're just going to talk about your workout plans now. So I want you guys to be ready to go. So I'm giving you workout plans that are downloadable, but in this right here is, I'm actually going to explain them. So, but I'm also going to talk about a couple other things that might hinder or, cause any issues for you in the future. So let's talk about that too. So first off, strategies for combating sarcopenia and maintaining muscle mass, right? So sarcopenia is the progressive loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. It's a natural part of aging, but it can significantly impact mobility, appetite, and overall quality of life. So I'm trying to share some strategies right now that can help slow and possibly even reverse sarcopenia. But what is sarcopenia, right? It's a condition marked by the loss of skeletal muscle, starting in the quadriceps and abdominal muscles, which are vital to our movement and posture. It can lead to increased risk of falls, reduced mobility, and decreased appetite in aging adults. So what you want to do, right, that's why we're doing this, is that to combat it, is that you want to engage in resistance training, like weightlifting, to stimulate muscle growth and strength, right? You want to focus on progressive overload. We talked about that in another video, to continue to challenge and rebuild muscles. You also want to adopt a protein-rich diet, right? High-quality animal proteins provide essential amino acids necessary for muscle repair and growth. Include lean meat, eggs, fish, and dairy as part of your meals. So we do have a food plan there, and all that is on there for you. It's already ready to go. All you gotta do is just download it and start following it, okay? You can create your own meals too, based on the information I shared. So understand the role of cholesterol, right? So while dietary cholesterol supports hormone production, which is critical for muscle health and regeneration, okay? Incorporate healthy sources of cholesterol like eggs and shellfish into your diet. And try to maintain regular resistance training sessions, right? Targeting major muscle groups. Prioritize nutrient-dense foods, especially protein and healthy fats. Stay consistent and exercise and monitor progress to adjust intensity and nutrition accordingly. Okay? Besides this, I have the food plan. It's all set up for you. But the other thing is I wanted to mention the last video I talked about, I think it was the last video, I talked about creatine a little bit. And then I was going to talk about whey protein, but I didn't really put it in there. I just didn't talk about it. But whey protein and creatine, right, I just want to mention real quick is that supplements like that, just because they seem to be healthy and they say that they're healthy and all that, they do have side effects sometimes, right? So you might have problems with your stomach. You might have a couple things here and there, digestive. But so just do some research and make sure you know. So I don't take any of that stuff because I don't want to have any problems like that. Although, I did take it when I was younger, and I don't remember having any of those problems. So just make sure you do some research, and if you have problems like that, you don't have to take it. You don't have to be like real huge. But if you work out and you follow kind of what I'm saying as far as the strength training program, and you increase a little bit of protein, you'll start building muscles. Yeah. So, um, and then the other thing is that I want to make sure I mention before we get started in the next slide is that you guys know what repetitions are and sets, right? When you're working out. So we're going to get into the workouts, right? So when you're working out, right? And then so let's say like you do, you're working out, so like you're doing the bench press, which everybody likes to do, right? And then you put your weights on there, and then you do, so like you lift it, say like you lift it 10 times, right? Boom, 10 times, and then you put it down, okay? That 10 times, each one of those repetitions, those are repetitions, right? So those are repetitions. So you have 10 repetitions you just did, right? But that was one set, okay? So then if you do that again, you do 10 more times. Now you did 2 sets of 10 repetitions, okay? So then you do it 3 times. Now I just did 3 sets of 10 repetitions. And you'll notice on here that there'll be, like one of them has, for the strength training one, to get stronger, they even have 4 sets sometimes. Yeah, because you're really trying to build, right? Sometimes, right? So it just depends on what the situation is. So yeah. All right. So speaking of the creatine and the whey protein, um, supplementation, right, to avoid issues as you get older, to keep your muscles stronger, maybe to be able to even grow muscles even after like 50 when you get to be older, right? Incorporate infrared light exposure, utilize sunlight or natural infrared light sources to enhance recovery and muscle health. Stay active, include consistent strength training and physical activity in your daily routine to preserve and build muscle mass. Adopt a holistic diet. Focus on a balanced and nutrient-rich diet to optimize muscle preservation and overall health. And that is all in your food plan, you guys. Just go back, look at your weight loss, your blueprint to weight loss success, and you're good. I got you. It's done. All you got to do is follow. It's very simple now. Well, it's not simple because you got to change your habits. But if you follow and you stop thinking, you just download it, print it out, follow it. Do not go off that sheet. You're good. Don't let your mind take control because it will. It'll talk you out of it. All right. Your body is your most priceless possession, so take care of it. Jack LaLanne. All right, so 5 signs you're over-exercising and how to recover fast, right? Rest and recovery are the key to fitness success. You're pushing your body too hard, you're overtraining, that can actually undermine your fitness goals because now you're going too hard. I'm trying to tell everybody not just to be careful because most people, I overdo it, right? Recognize the signs and take steps to recover, so that way you can enjoy long-term success. Okay, so signs of over-exercising: chronic fatigue or lack of energy, persistent muscle soreness and slow recovery, increased irritability, mood swings, or mental burnout, decline in performance or progress despite effort, difficulty sleeping or disrupted sleep patterns. And so how to recover fast, right? Well, prioritize rest and sleep, guys. That's going to be huge. It's hard to do nowadays. A lot of people can't sleep. But also when you work out, a lot of these symptoms will go away. But if they don't, then they're saying that you're probably overdoing it, right? but your body rebuilds and repairs during downtime, so make it count, right? Active recovery techniques, well, you can stretch, you can do yoga or low impact activities, get that blood flowing in there. Hydrate and make sure you have proper nutrition. Fuel your recovery with plenty of protein, water, and nutrient-dense meals. Adjust training intensity. Scale back workouts or take an extended rest if needed. Monitor and adapt. Keep track of your progress and adjust your routine to prevent overtraining. And remember, fitness is about balance. So rest is as essential as workouts for building strength and endurance. It's just as important, right? So right now I'm again, every time I do a video, I have something that's hurt. So now what I'm struggling with is that my calf. So trying to play basketball on Friday, I was stretched out. I did my legs even, and then I'm about to throw out the play, and I said, I can't play. I had to go home. I went to sauna so I can try to maybe heal it up a little bit, but no, I had to go home. So now yesterday, I couldn't go bowling on Friday either, so I had to back away. If I would have went, I would have been messed up for a whole month. So yeah, back away when you have to, you guys. It's super important. That's a big part of working out. Back away, because otherwise you're not going to be able to. Everything's going to be gone. You're going to have to. You might hurt yourself for 6 months, and then you can't do anything. So yeah, back away when you have to. All right. This is actually really exciting. This is the last video of this whole blueprint. Your blueprint for weight loss and exercise success. So you have everything, all the information you need so you can understand it, and then you can go do it. Once you get the information, once I understood, it was over. All I needed to do is know, but I had to learn all this slowly over the years. Active recovery days, right? Why is rest so crucial, right, for fitness? Well, it allows the muscles to repair and grow stronger after workouts, enhancing performance. It prevents overtraining, which can lead to injuries, burnout, and setbacks. Recovery boosts energy levels and mental focus, preparing you for your next workout. Protein and carbohydrates are essential for muscle recovery and energy replenishment. Hydration supports muscle function, prevents cramps, and aids in nutrient transport. Nutrient-dense meals provide the vitamins and minerals needed to accelerate the recovery process. You can use, before I move on to the next one, the cramps, right? Cramping. So I've had cramps, guys. I remember years ago I used to have it in my calf. I'm sure you guys have had that. Ooh, those things hurt, right? But then years later, I started getting it in my intestines. Like I would have intestinal, it would just feel like I have a cramp in my calf, but it's in my intestines. I don't know if you guys ever had that. It's horrible. So the only thing I figured out, I went to the doctors, I've had them run tests. Of course, they can't tell me what's wrong. So I'm trying to figure it out on my own. But what I've learned is that it's the days when I would do the yoga, maybe it wasn't just yoga, maybe I'm working out, I don't know, and I would drink a coffee, and then I think I was maybe dehydrated a little bit, but then I was also doing my whatever it was with my stomach area. So basically I was doing some exercises and I was stressing out that area down there, and then I wasn't hydrated, and so it would just cramp up. And when that happens, it is so painful. It's like in your leg, except it's in your stomach. So I'm standing against the wall, holding my stomach, just trying, I don't know what to do. I can't move up, I can't move down, there's no relief. You're sweating, and it's just excruciating, and it lasts for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. I don't know if it lasts a minute. And then when it's done, for days, you feel sore because you feel like your stomach is just kind of ripped apart or something. I don't know. It's bad. So drink a lot of water. Make sure you're hydrated, you guys. Please hydrate. You don't want to have to deal with that stuff. Man, I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but for some reason I got a weakness down there. I don't know what it is. So But then now I'm getting to the sauna, right? Saunas for recovery, right? Like I've mentioned before, it's my favorite thing. Well, it's one of my favorite things ever. And people think it's painful to go in those saunas, and I get it. Like, oh yeah, it's burn, but it's awesome because eventually, over time, it became more of a treat to me instead of a chore. So I'm talking to people in the sauna. A lot of guys are like, oh, this is horrible, dude. But they do it. But some guys think just like me, it's a treat. It's like the best thing. They just love it. So you'll probably start liking it over time, right? But when I was first started going to the sauna like 12 years ago, I remember um, there was not very much information about how the benefits, and I was thinking, there's no way this can be good for you, right? So, but it is, because years later we find out that it improves blood circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to fatigued muscles, right? It relaxes muscles, reducing soreness and tension post-exercise, right? Promotes cardiovascular health when incorporated into a regular routine. So, yeah, the sauna is pretty cool. And as far as losing weight, maybe it does help you, right? It should, right? It should. But I look at it like this. My skin is like a sponge, right? And there's stuff that sticks in there, and if I can go in there and it purges out every day, then I think that maybe it's probably good for me. Um, but also make sure you hydrate, just like I was saying before, because I've done that. I went to the sauna, next thing you know, I come home, I exercise, I'm drinking coffee, whatever, and then that maybe might have some spasms, some cramps or something. So we don't want that. And then make sure you get your sleep, of course. We talked about that. I talked about that. So deep sleep is critical for muscle repair and growth, as hormones like growth hormone are released. Interesting. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly to support overall recovery and performance. Quality rest boosts mental clarity and energy and long-term physical health. So on your recovery days, right, you're going to want to engage in low impact activities if you don't just rest that day, right? But it's good. You should walk at least. Like I walk my dog no matter what. There's no days off for my dog. So go get a dog. You'll be walking. But be nice to your dog if you do. So yoga, light stretching, stuff like that. That's okay on your days off, right? That's okay when you're not working out. Enhance circulation without overloading the body, just supporting your recovery, okay? Maintaining consistency in your routine, will help you recover, because while preventing the risk of overtraining. All right, I had to put this in there as mentioned about the supplements, right? But the protein powders, right? Um, there are some dangers in them, so I want you to be mindful. A lot of people, what I've noticed is that people say, "Oh, wow, I'm going to take this supplement. Oh, I'm excited. It's going to make me," but then they don't think about like the long-term effects. And I don't understand. I mean, the long-term negative effects that could happen. And I don't understand that because to me, that's all I think about. I don't think about what the thing's going to do. I look at the negative effects and then I throw it out the door. So just make sure that you understand what you're looking at, you guys. What you're putting in your body, right? So, I mean, protein powders can be a valuable addition, though, to your health, your diet. But some ingredients can harm you. Okay, so one doctor named Dr. Berg, he talks about the risks associated with certain additives, like this thing called maltodextrin. It's a high glycemic filler commonly found in mass gainer protein powders. Okay, so it spikes blood sugar levels. It's linked to insulin resistance, weight gain, and overall metabolic issues. So there's alternatives though, right? You don't have to take that, right? So just try to find something definitely without that stuff in it, that maltodextrin and or similar high glycemic fillers. Okay, just be careful with that. Select high quality protein sources, right? So look for the clean options like whey, isolate, or plant-based protein powders. Okay, remember what I said? Those are better, but doesn't mean that they're perfect either, right? They might, you might have to, get used to them or something. I'm not sure. You just have to read about them. But avoid, try to avoid those hidden sugars because you're not supposed to have really that in there, right? Like unhealthy additives and unnecessary fillers. So, and if you're mindful, of the ingredients and the quality of what you're putting in there, you can actually maximize, the benefits of this protein supplementation, and you can avoid the risks. Oh, wow. I haven't put this one up. The greatest wealth is health, and recovery is the foundation of progress. Always heard the greatest wealth is health, but yes, the only way to have the greatest wealth, right, the health, is to make sure you're recovering. Your body, otherwise you're not gonna have the greatest wealth anymore. All right, so let's get into your workout routines now. Okay, I just wanted to break down some of that information of why this is so important. Now you know, and it's a couple things you can do to enhance your success, right? So tips for starting a workout routine, right? So start small, you guys, right? Aim for 10 to 15 minutes if you're new to working out, right? So when you guys see the workout plans, you're going to see a beginner plan. Here's my number one thing I want you guys to know. Just get to the gym. Just get inside that gym. Work out for 15 minutes, okay? It's okay. And I don't want you, if you're doing this program, this little shoe challenge thing, just follow the program. It'll work out. I'm not judging people on so much weight they lose. I'm judging them on the overall process of them understanding how they're going to build their foundation and change their life, like I did. Schedule your workouts like appointments. I love that, right? This is an appointment. That's it. You're going to it. You can't miss that appointment. There's no missing appointments. So those are your appointments. Write down your appointments. Put them down. I'm about to give you guys a training schedule right now. Mix it up. Make it fun. And have fun with it. Trick yourself. If you don't like it, trick yourself. Make it fun. When I was in college getting my degrees, I tricked myself. I didn't want to sit there. I don't want to go through all that, right? No, I got this really good place where I could eat some food. I had some coffee. I had some chocolate I bring with me sometimes, And then once I'm done eating, I'm eating my chocolate, drinking some coffee, right? Now I'm halfway through the class. Class is almost over. Everything's good. Same thing, right? So try to mix it up so it's not so boring, and then try to have fun with it, right? Put your earphones on, whatever you got to do, and just enjoy it. Remember, imagine if you couldn't put your earphones on, right? Just try to appreciate the technology in the gyms, right? These gyms are amazing, right? They have so many great things, and nowadays, like I said, you can do the pull-ups and the dips. Years ago, they didn't have those machines where it helps you with it. You can actually get really good at it, right? So, yeah. All right, so the beginner workout plan, right? You're going to do Monday and Friday. That's going to be like a full body strength workout, okay? And it's all in the description. You can download it all, right? I'm just explaining it to you briefly because you're going to need to do all this on your own. Warm up, right? You got 5 to 10 minutes. You're just going to do light cardio and stretches, right? You can choose. I have a whole list of stretches for you. I have a whole list of cardio for you. Workout, right? So you're going to do squats, push-ups, lunges, and planks. Cool down, right? You're going to warm up and then you're going to cool down. Okay, this is all you're going to do right here. Okay, you're going to do the warm up. You're going to do a couple exercises, then you're going to do a cool down. Okay, so now static stretches 5 to 10 minutes. That's your cool down. okay? And just enjoy it. Just kick back, enjoy it. It's not that bad because you're just stretching and stuff. So then Wednesday, right? Core and flexibility. So basically, you're just going to do planks, Russian twists, and bird dog. That's like, I think you're extending an arm and a leg opposite, but you can look up the bird dog, okay? It's pretty basic. And then you can cool down with some basic yoga stretches, okay? Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Now remember, this is your schedule, you guys. You're going to embrace this. This is your job now. There's no excuses. You've been giving yourself excuses your whole life. Now it's time to stop. No more. Your mind is not going to control you. You're done. Just shut that mind up. Bye-bye. I'm doing this. Don't talk to me anymore. I'm not going to listen to you. I tell myself every day. So like I said, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, active recovery. So you can do light walking or yoga, right? And then Sunday would be rest. So tips, 2 to 3 sessions per week, and then gradually increase reps and weights, and prioritize form over speed. Basically, this beginner workout plan is simple, it's effective, and it's beginner friendly. Okay, so a sample workout plan. This one is just more of a, I guess it'd be more, not so much beginner, maybe a little bit more advanced. So Monday, typically, and this is actually, this one right here, this is just a sample, but also the next one I'll show you a strength training plan too. So this one is strength training. So Monday would be strength training, focus on upper body. This is kind of similar to what I do, I think. Tuesday would be cardio or active recovery, like, you know, brisk walking or cycling or jogging, right? Wednesday would be strength training, focused on the lower body. Mine's a little bit different than this. And like I said, mine is there. You can download my workout and you guys can do it. Thursday, yoga or mobility work. Yeah, sure, stretch it out a little bit, right? Friday, strength training again, full body blast. And then Saturday, rest or light activity. Maybe a leisurely stroll down the neighborhood can work wonders, right? Like I say, go get a dog. Rest or light activity on Sunday. So just recharge and prep for the week ahead. Okay, so that's just an example, so you guys can kind of get the mindset, the understanding of what these things look like. You know, a workout plan, a basic workout plan. All right, so this one right here is going to be in the downloadable section also, so you can download this workout. Just a quick overview of weight loss routine for men and women. Okay, this is weight loss mainly. Okay, so just like before, you warm up 5 to 10 minutes, right? You can do high knees, arm swings, or hip circles, right? I do those with my kids, my students. Then we start doing our arm circles, start off small, and you go bigger, right? And you do like 15, and then you go back the other way, right? Backwards, right? And then you can do the high knees. You basically just bring your knees up to your, you know, try to bring your knees up high as you can, right? And then hip circles, you know, you just kind of stand there and just move your hips into circles backwards and forward, right? So that way you can get loosened up. You just loosen up, get the blood flowing in there, right? You know, and then light cardio. What we do, we actually walk around the building or we go walk around the track a couple times, right? So that's light cardio. So that's what you guys need to do. You know, I'm showing you guys just like I show my students, right? This is stuff that, it's all pretty much, it's all the same, right? So 20 to 30 minutes of cardio. Okay, get out there and walk. Put your earphones on, just go take a walk. And then the running, high intensity interval training, cycling, jump rope, or rowing. Okay, so that's a good one. That right there is good for your cardio. Strength training. So for this workout, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Okay, remember sets, right? So you do like you do 8 to 12 reps. So like you do 10 reps. That means you did 10 times. Okay, and that's one set. Then you say you do it 3 times. That means you did it 10 times, 3 different times in a row, right? 3 different times, right? So that means you did a total of 30 repetitions in 3 sets, right? So just make sure you guys understand that, right? So one set, you can do 8 to 12 reps. So squats, strength training, right? For squats, those are good. You can use body weight, or you can use dumbbells for squats, okay? You can just put the dumbbells and hold them like this, and you can do your squats. Or you can just use your body weight. Push-ups, rows, lunges, plank shoulder taps, right? You're doing planks, and then you tap your shoulder, okay? These are just ideas that are on there. They're already on there. You just got to follow the sheet, follow it along. Make sure you put plenty of time aside so you can get this done. If you have to get up early, you have to get up early. It's your life. I get up early because it's my life, and I'm going to be successful. Core work. So 2 to 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, or 30-second holds. Or 30-second holds. So if you're doing a plank, and you're holding it for 30 to 60 seconds, right? You're just holding it, keeping your stomach tight, trying to, strengthen that core. And then they also have, plank, bicycle crunches, mountain climbers, Russian twists, and leg raises. And then you'll have a cool down, like always. You're always going to have your cool down, okay? 5 to 10 minutes. You can just do static stretches, hamstring, quads, calves, shoulders. It's very important, though. Very important. Deep breathing. I always breathe through my nose, out my mouth when I'm doing my work and stuff. I try to. But it helps relax and reduce, your heart rate. And then tips for success is strength training boosts metabolism and preserves muscles. So make sure you're eating a balanced, calorie-controlled diet with lean protein, veggies, and healthy fats. Stay consistent. 4 to 5 workouts per week with rest days. Make sure you hydrate and prioritize your sleep for recovery and fat loss. Now these are very important. Very, very, very important. Strength training routine. Like I said, 5 to 10 minute warm up. You can do some of them stretches, like the arm circles, the leg swings. You can do some light cardio, jumping jacks, or jogging, okay? And then on the strength training routine, you're going to do some compound exercises, which like 3 to 4 sets, maybe 6 to 12 reps of like squats, deadlifts, bench press, or pull-ups. So they say 6 to 12 reps. So basically they're going 6 reps, right? So instead of doing 12 reps right on the bench press, right, you only do 6. What does that do? Well, if you have a little bit more weight and you do less reps, right, you're going to be able to build more muscle. But if you do 12 reps and you do 12 times, right, and then you're going to be more maintaining your muscles, okay? So I do more like 10 reps, so I just kind of maintain my muscles. But if I wanted to go get bigger, I'd probably cut it down to 6 to 8 reps on everything with more weight. But you want to work your way up so you don't hurt yourself. Isolation exercises, right? 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. Shoulder press, rows, split squats, curls, tricep dips. So then you can work on your core. Like I said, this is already ready to be downloaded. You can just follow the plan. But I just wanted to quickly, briefly go over with you. Core, 2 to 3 sets, 10 to 20 reps, right? You're not trying to build up your core like that, right? Plank, Russian twists, leg raises. All right, and then increase weights gradually, focus on form, and then rest so you can recover. I found this workout. I thought it was pretty cool. It's called the minimalist workout. You might want to do this one. It could be done at home or at the gym with minimal equipment, dumbbells, barbell, pull-up bar. kind of like my home workout I put on there. I have a home workout on here. I actually did it so you can watch the video. But it's good. This one's good for busy schedules. But still, you're going to still build your strength and endurance, right? So basically, it's like 2 to 3 times per week. You get to rest 60 to 90 per seconds between your sets. Progression, right? You're going to add weight or reps as strength improves. And then basically it's squats, push-ups, deadlifts, pull-ups, rows, planks, lunges, and overhead press. Yeah, but you can download this also. I did attach it. So you got this too if you guys wanted just to do this one. All right, so this is the final video in the series, Your Blueprint for Exercise Success. I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything in this final slide because it's important that you have all the information and tools to succeed. But so now you guys, I think you have everything. You have your downloadable resources, right? You have your tips and strategies. So that way you can now build your own personalized blueprint for health, fitness, and weight loss success. When you're on the channel, you can find the complete, I don't know if you found it yet, right? The complete Your Blueprint for Weight Loss and Exercise Success series in a dedicated playlist. Okay. I've also combined both series into longer versions so you can watch them seamlessly, instead of just clicking on each individual video. And don't forget, right, the downloadable resources are available in the description for easy access. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or want to share your journey, feel free to reach me in the comments or through email, roncalvillo@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who you think may benefit from it, from the information I'm sharing, right? And then stay tuned for new videos every week. I usually post on the weekdays since I'm just so busy, during the rest of the week. And let's keep the momentum going.